There's a lot of concern about lack of liquidity for venture-backed companies. How does SecondMarket address that?
Well, by creating a centralized marketplace, SecondMarket's able to bring in lots of buyers and lots of sellers. We have over 3,000 buyers who are interested in illiquid assets, and private company is a big part of that.
So what stage of a company's life might their shares start trading on SecondMarket?
What's really interesting is that the average time now between a company raising some money and going public is about 9.5 years. Employees, if they've even been there that long, are looking for some money. Venture capital firms who have 10-year lifespans are also looking for some money. So what we typically see is around year 5 or year 6, there's a need for liquidity.
Do you think of SecondMarket as competing with the NYSE and the NASDAQ?
It's interesting because there is not much of an IPO market right now. There needs to be some changes made in called the capital formation process. So that is how companies raise money and how they get liquidity for their shareholders and ultimately how they get an exit. So the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ, we are a great pipeline for them. So ultimately we create called a spring trading for the employees and for the companies and for the shareholders to get used to being more of a public company so that at such time as it makes sense for them to go public, we can turn them over to NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange.
So it's sort of like SecondMarket is kind of a pre-IPO or a step on the way to IPO. Are there some companies that you think that actually it's an alternative to going public sort of permanently?
When I talk to CEOs, entrepreneurs, and venture capital firms, a lot of them are looking at this as possibly the third alternative. So you have IPOs, you have an M&A transaction, and then a secondary sale. So SecondMarket as an example, we really don't have any plans to go public, but we are creating our own market on SecondMarket to show to the world that this is actually a viable way for shareholders to get liquidity.
We're starting to see companies go public. Do you think that the IPO market's going to turn around this year?
There's certainly some signs that it is improving. Couldn't have gotten much worse. But it's our expectation that as the IPO market reopens, it's only going to be open to companies of a certain size, so maybe a valuation of $500 million or more. So even in a very robust IPO environment, there's going to be an opportunity for SecondMarket to, again, kind of provide that interim step before such time companies do want to go public, because it may take them 5, 10, 15 years to get to that size.
What happens to SecondMarket if the IPO market really takes off?
It really is a great scenario for us, because when you have a very active IPO market, a lot of people want to invest in private companies. So you'll see more buyers coming in to SecondMarket. You'll see people who got in to these companies exiting and being able to put money back into the system. So we view that as a very positive development, not as a negative one for SecondMarket.